Ignore the washing, and if you can hear banging outside, it's bonfire night. And also, if you can hear one of my flatmates singing, I don't know, one of them is, and I don't know who it is. I don't know if you can hear it either, because it's very faint. But anyway, so my last video was about how we had a fire drill, and I was a bit annoyed because it was very inconvenient. But it's actually really good that we had that, because probably about a week and a half after, no, probably about 2 weeks after that fire drill, we had a fire. Yay! Yeah, it was horrible, and it was way more inconvenient because it was at midnight. It was at midnight. It was awesome, guys. So I was in my bed. I just realised that my telly in my room is a smart telly. That's awesome. And I was trying to figure out how to log into Prime so I could watch Ren and Stimpy. I had a telly last year, didn't use it. It was only Freeview, and I don't really watch anything that's on Freeview. I don't know anything that's on, and I know it's often stuff like reality TV, and I don't watch that because every time I've looked it's been reality TV, and I'm sorry, but I like cartoons. So I was trying to figure out how to watch Ren and Stimpy, and Prime wasn't working, so I was on the Freeview telly looking at and just trying to browse through the channels and see what there was. Strawberry Shortcake was there, but it was only like mildly. It was better when I was 6, definitely. But I was going through these channels, I was accidentally on the Ghost channel, and suddenly all I hear, by the way, the room is dark at this point and it is midnight, or getting close to midnight on a Saturday. And I'm on the Ghost channel, it's pitch black dark in my room except for the TV, and then I just hear a blaring, high-pitched, horrible, piercing alarm. The fire alarm's going off, and I fall out of bed, have to find my slippers in the dark, find my phone and my keys and my lanyard so I can get back in the building once it's decided it's going to stop being on fire, and I have to run out the building. Thankfully it was a weekend and most people in my building go home, in my flat at least, go home on a weekend for work. So luckily it was just me and another girl in my flat. And I was worried that it was my TV causing the fire because I'd never used it before, and it was like correlation versus causation thingy. But no, luckily it wasn't my TV. But so everybody in the flat ran downstairs, and while we were running downstairs we saw like the campus guys that usually, you know, do the fire drills, and they were shouting at us to get out really quickly, so that meant it was like obviously very serious. So we were running outside. I was in my dressing gown because I knew from last time to remember my dressing gown, because I was not going out in the rain at midnight and standing in the cold, especially if it's a real fire, because they're not doing a fire drill at midnight. They'll do a fire drill at 11 a.m. They're not doing one at midnight. I knew it was real. So I had my dressing gown, I was running outside, and we were all huddled. It was raining, by the way, because it was October. We were all huddled outside in the rain, hoping that the fire was going to be put out. And we see a girl crying, and obviously she's the one that set off the fire. And then we're friends with one of the people in the flat across, and it was that flat that the fire was in, and he said that that girl caused the fire. She didn't even live in their flat, and it was because she was cooking with like this much oil, which don't do that. Don't deep fry stuff at midnight. Don't deep fry at midnight. Make toast, please. Just make toast. Toast is so good. Why are you deep frying things? Surely you have something other than something that needs to be fried. What do you even fry? Like, why? You're not making battered fish. Why are you deep frying at midnight? Make toast, make soup, make a pot noodle. Don't deep fry. Have a biscuit. Like, honestly. But yeah, so she was crying because she set fire to something, which obviously, I mean, if I set fire to something, I'm gonna cry. But when she set fire to this thing, with oil fires, by the way, if you don't know, you're not supposed to put water on them to put them out. It makes it worse. Or it doesn't, it either makes it worse or doesn't do anything. I can't remember which one, but it's one of those two. You're supposed to either use a carbon dioxide fire extinguisher or snuff it out. And I guess maybe she was panicking, but also probably just a little bit stupid. She decided to snuff it out with a dry tea towel. She saw a fire and went, I'm gonna put some fabric on that. No. No. That's not how we do things, no. So the guy that we're friends with in that flat, he saw the fire eventually and went, oh, and then, what was that reaction? Oh, no, he saw the fire and tried to run to get a fire extinguisher, and he got the right one. And he was running to go put it out, but then the campus people were already there saying, no, get out. And because it had set fire to like the hob, it had set fire to the extractor fan, and it had set fire to the wall. So yeah, this was an emergency, get out of the building. And this, I think people think they were the ones that set off the building alarm, because another thing with oil fat fire, with deep fat fires is they don't make smoke initially. It takes a while for them to make smoke. So they don't set off the smoke detector. The smoke detectors have to wait until it gets hot enough in the room in order to set the alarm off. So the guys set the alarm off already, and we were all running outside. We were all huddling outside waiting for these campus guys to sort fire out, because obviously, and it was taking ages, because if you don't know as well, oil fires can reignite, just because. So it was taking them a while, and there were 3 of them. Fire brigade weren't here, by the way. This fire made me realise how fire unsafe this campus is. There's bollards everywhere. How is a fire engine gonna get in? How? The car park is really tight, and there's bollards everywhere. A fire engine is not getting in. So it's just these campus guys, what are they called? Campus support. It's just them trying to put out a massive fire. Horrible. They did it and they were all fine. But it took them probably about half an hour. Bear in mind, midnight, October, raining. And I was worried because it's a real fire. I don't want my stuff to burn. Look at them. I don't want them to burn. But yes, yeah, so luckily in the end it was all fine. While they were putting the fire out, another campus support guy came up to us and he said we could, sorry, my shoe is squeaky. He said that we could wait in a building with seats and sit down and be warmer, because it's midnight in October and raining. Why are you cooking with a make toast? Just make toast, please. If it's midnight and you're hungry, do not cook, make toast. Make a pot noodle. If you haven't got any of them, eat a biscuit, or for Americans, a cookie. Eat, I don't know, sandwich. That's one. Just a carrot. I've been hungry at night before, and I've just eaten a carrot. Mainly just because I needed to use up my carrots. But just eat something that you don't do deep fat frying. That's just the stupidest thing ever. I'm sorry. Like, you don't need deep fat fry things at midnight. Also, it wasn't even her kitchen. She lives upstairs. She came downstairs because her hobs upstairs aren't working. So you broke their hobs. She set fire to the hob all over. Apparently it was like engulfed. Anyway, luckily it took them probably about half an hour. I messaged my mum while this was all happening, just so she would know that everything was fine. She didn't see the messages because she was busy out that night, so she didn't see them until the morning when she woke up with a hangover and went, "Oh no, glad to know you're okay." It's like, I could have died, Mom. I couldn't, but it was because I've got a fire door. But I could have lost my lions and my laptop and all my art things. It was serious. But yeah, so luckily they put it out. When we came back, it was really warm, obviously, because there was a fire. It stank, obviously, because there was a fire and it burnt their kitchen. And I was really, really stressed out, obviously, because there was a fire. So I couldn't go to sleep and I had to watch Ren and Stimpy for a whole half an hour before I was like, okay, now I'm falling asleep. I can't stay up any longer because I'm stressed. I have to go to bed. And luckily it was fine. No bad dreams, which was good. Which is a concern for me. I get them quite a bit. I had one about wasps the other day. That wasn't fun. I think, yeah, I was, my sister was cutting my hair. My 11-year-old sister, in this dream, by the way, my 11-year-old sister was cutting my hair while I was watching the new Dan and Phil baking video, and there were wasps landing on me and they weren't leaving me alone. It was very strange. But no bad dreams. It was all fine in the end. Their hobs work again. But yeah, it's a good thing we had that fire drill, because imagine how many people would have died if they didn't know what to do in fire. I mean, obviously they know what to do in a fire. We learned fire drills from like primary school, but still, oh, it was horrible and I hated it. Anyway, yeah, there was a fire. It was not fun. And then I watched Ren and Stimpy. That's a bit of AI. Why are they putting AI videos, AI overviews on every video now, by the way? It's really irritating. I hate it. I don't want to see that. I clicked on a video to watch the... Also, would that not affect YouTube's watch time? That's less time for me to watch ads. If I know what the overview of the video is immediately, without watching it, I'm going to go, oh cool, I don't have to watch this video anymore. Close YouTube tab. I feel like that's just like a poor business practice. I don't feel like that's the move, YouTube. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna watch your strange Meet Ukrainian Women adverts now, because I'm gonna close the app, because you've already told me what the video's about. I don't need to watch it now. Like, is anybody else getting those adverts, by the way, or is it literally just me? I get loads of like really weird meet this woman from this country adverts, and it's like, I'm fine, thank you. I'm trying to watch an animation meme. Like, it's so stupid. Anyway, yeah, that's the video. I want to eat my food. Bye bye.